foremost, I'm really proud of our team. This was a really good game for us because we played against a team that is older, they're a veteran, hard-playing team. And we knew they would come in here with a lot of confidence because of their performance on Monday against Northwestern. And they really came after us to start the game defensively. They were physical, and they just played really, really hard. I thought we generated good looks early. We just didn't make them. But I thought we defended well. Now they hit 6 threes in the first half. I think last year they averaged 7 made threes a game. The kid Walsh came in and made a couple, and Torrance made a couple, and that's on me because that was a little bit of our game plan to kind of back off. But I thought we were able to make some shots to push it to 15, but then we didn't end the half well. I was really, really proud of how we started the second half. We talked about at halftime to play with more poise, don't get sped up. I thought we defended, and that led to us being really, really good offensively. So, we needed a game like this where we didn't have as much separation at halftime as we've had. I think we learned a lot in this game. So I'm really, really proud of my team. And before these guys, I want to, say a special, I've already done it, but just to their coach, Lavelle Sanders, and what his wife is dealing with. He's not here with his team. He's over in the Czech Republic. So our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. Hopefully his wife is able to make a full recovery and get healthy, and then, Lavelle is able to get back with his team.
Blake, when you guys came out, you guys missed a bunch of shots early. It seemed like you were cold, but it seemed like you guys were able to weather that storm. What did you see from your teammates in those moments to find their groove?
I really don't even honestly remember being cold, clearly the scoreboard wasn't adding up, but it's the same feel the whole time. It doesn't matter what happens. It's just run offense, shoot our shots, and that's all we know.
Ishmael, the same question is just as far as, a few shots didn't fall early, but you guys found your rhythm.
Yeah, I think as long as we get a good look every time down, the guys, we put in the work, and if it's not going in a couple times, we're just going to keep shooting it because we put in the work. So, yeah, it's just constant repetition with us, so just believe in ourselves.
Blake, did it feel like tonight was a night where you were able to show off some of the stuff that you had worked on in the offseason, like the handle and finishing at the rim, stuff like that?
My handle look good?
Yeah.
Say less. It look good. Yo, look out, everybody.
Did you feel like you were in the zone there at the beginning, in the zone there in the beginning of the second half, like you could almost do no wrong?
Just like I said, totally honest with you, yes, I made more shots in the second half, but the feeling is the same way. I'm locked in on trying to win the whole game.
Ish, you had a double-double tonight, 11 rebounds, led the team. Last year you had a few double-doubles as well with rebounds. What's the key to being a guard and being successful in that category?
Just being down there, the big guys, they do a good job of boxing everybody else. So I think as a guard, it just bounces right there and I grab it. So the big guys do a great job, and I just clean it up pretty much.
Go ahead. Ish, you guys played with some good pace, and you were running up and down the floor, turning offense into defense. Is that something you guys think will be able to carry over into your next games as the competition gets better?
Yeah, I think we're very lethal in transition. That's one of the things we're trying to do. Just as soon as we get it out, get it in the guard's hands, and just off to the races we go. So that's definitely something we're great at.
Ish, how have you continued to sort of balance kind of the mentality, the mindset you had, at your last place, where maybe you had to do a lot of it, or maybe you do it all at times with being here and kind of fitting in with this team? Like, do you still have some of those instincts you might have had? Or are you still trying to balance that and find the right balance between that?
Yeah, still instincts, but it makes it 10 times easier when everybody around you is just as good as you. I feel like it takes a lot of pressure off of my performance, and I just get out there and I go play and not really thinking about much. So credit to the guys around me, they make it a lot easier.
Blake, what does the defensive effort of guys like Fetty and Zach, who each get 3 blocks apiece, do for you guys?
It saves us, but we can't keep relying on that. They're going to do our job, but we got to also do our job and keep those guys from getting downhill. So thank God they're there, but we got to get better on defense for sure.
Do you feel like you guys had some communication breakdowns and some of the backdoor cuts or anything like that?
No, it was in scout. We knew it. We didn't execute it. So I mean, and then when I say we, it's a select few, and I'm one of those people. So we just gotta just tap in and get better with it. That's all. It's a matter of doing it.
At one point there in the second half, Bub was real frustrated, I think, with the referees. You guys both pulled him to the side and said something to him. You guys want to like tell us what you said to him, just to try and get him to calm
Not
down a
gonna
little
lie, I don't remember that. Like no BS. I don't know.
bit. Was that the detect? He was about to get the second one. He got the.
I
and
talked
one.
to the other team,
Okay.
and I asked what happened. My back was turned. I don't know what happened.
Ish, do you have something to say about?
Just told him be smart. He's a great player. He makes great plays a lot. So showing a little emotion is good, but just know when to do it and when not to do it, and just talk to us if anything.
Sometimes his fire though can be an asset to you guys that gets other people energized.
100%. Yeah, we love emotion, but not when it results in the text. So.
Thanks, guys.
Jeff, what did you see that you guys had to improve defensively at some of the things they were cutting to get open?
Yeah, well, one of the big things is that we at times get caught watching the ball. And we don't see ball, you and man. And that's the easiest time to cut. And they're a smart team, and they did that. The other time is when we give up straight line penetration. You know, when we guard the ball and keep the ball in front, then it's hard to get, you know, you're not in rotation as much and you're not having to help as much. Where we got caught in the first half on some of those cuts is it's a habit that we have to continue to work on and break consistently, is we have to see man, you, and ball all the time. And then we have to do a really good job of keeping the ball in front. I thought we did a much better job in the second half of that, of both things. I think that's why their percentages were lower. And for us, it enabled us to get out and transition a little bit more.
Jeff, what I asked Ish about as far as balancing that mentality and that mindset, how have you worked with him on that, and how have you seen him sort of adjust what he was doing before to playing within this team now?
I don't want him to adjust it. I want him to be aggressive. I want him to be who he is. You know, I think that he understands he has, you know, some really good players around him. But I want Ish to be Ish, and we want to try to help him continue to get better. I thought he played outstanding tonight, not just the points and the rebounds, but he did a heck of a job defensively. I mean, his assignment to start was Pet Cash. Pet Cash had one field goal. And so I thought he did a really, really good job there, but I don't want him to change who he is to try to fit in. You know, we have to understand who he is, and we'll adjust and we'll fit in around him.
Is it refreshing to see your team weather some storms in this game? Like, you know, the shooting start, some of the defensive moments where Binghamton looked like they were going to hang in it.
Yeah, no, it was really good for us. I mean, it was. Again, we knew it. We told them all week, like, they're going to come out and they're going to play really, really hard. They're older, physical guys, especially on the perimeter. And they're going to come after us. And they did. I mean, the very first possession, we won the tip, and right away, Hareed gets right up and presses up on Bub. And I thought we were a little bit frantic. I thought it made us play a little bit faster than we wanted to. That was good for us. I thought we adjusted as the game went on. I thought, especially in the second half, and we were able to get the spots, get the ball to where we wanted to get it to, and then we were able to make shots. In the first half, I thought we were generating really good shots. We just didn't make them. I don't know why, but I want them to continue taking those shots as long as they're good shots. But I thought the defense was really good throughout. In the first half, they had 32. If we get that rebound at the end, instead of just trying to tip it, they don't, you know, maybe it's just 30. Their percentage is a little bit lower. Those are the plays that we have to clean up. Just go grab the ball instead of trying to tip it out.
For Bub, is that seeing that kind of pressure, is that something he has to see in a real game before he can understand how it really affects him?
Yeah, at this level. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure he saw it in high school at times, and people try to do stuff, but they're better players now. I mean, Torrance, you know, he was a good player at Marquette. He was a good player at Syracuse, and that's what he's known for, is defense. He's a 24-year-old, you know, good player that's a physical guard. Pet Cash is a 24-year-old college graduate that's getting his master's. You know, Hareed is a 23, 24-year-old. That's a big difference between a 23, 24-year-old and an 18-year-old. And Bub just turned 18. And so all of these experiences are good for him. He's going to continue to learn, as is Jalen, as is Ish at this level all the time. And I think our team will continue to learn, and hopefully we'll continue to get better.
Speaking about that, is there anything you've seen out of Jalen these last 2 games that like will help his development moving forward?
Yeah, he's a good player, and I think he's played well. He just hasn't shot well. He hasn't made shots. But I thought his passing was really good. I thought he made the right play. You know, it was good to see one, go down or got goaltended. But as long as he's taking good shots and making good plays, that's all. And I think his defense has been tremendous. One of the things I told him after North Carolina A&T, when I went back and I watched film and we tried to highlight it the next day, he was outstanding defensively. Like, he didn't get screened. He fought through stuff. And I thought he did a really good job defensively today.
How unusual is it for a guy like Bob to be on the job training, get a triple-double, and then follow up with 18 points?
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, so I don't think it's unusual for a good player to play well, even when you're young. He has a lot of experience, not necessarily in college, but playing. He grew up in a gym where he was around pros, like NBA guys, a lot. So that's who he played with. He worked out with those guys. Like, he's been exposed to a lot of stuff, as has Jalen. And so I think maturity-wise, as far as basketball, they're a little bit more advanced than a normal freshman. You're just seeing it with Bub more because he's making shots, and we want him to continue to make shots. But he's a good player, so I'm not surprised by it.
Fetty had a play where Binghamton was on a fast break and they had a 2-on-1 on him, but he stuck in the paint, kind of timed it out, eventually got a block. Is that a result of him learning how to use his length better, or do you think he's just becoming a smarter player?
No, I thought he made those plays last year. I mean, he's a really, really outstanding defensive player, and he has great defensive instincts. He protects the basket. I think he's dynamic in ball screen coverages, and that's an advantage when you have a big that can really defend the ball screen multiple ways. He can switch and sit down and play a guard. He had a heck of a play in the second half where he switched out on Petcash, then he switched on Torrance and kept both of them in front, used his length, and didn't allow them to get penetration to the basket. So he's a really good defensive player.
I think the and one that Bub had, where it looked like he bounced up and might have been getting a little bit, worked up. We were talking about it earlier. The guy I noticed was Guillermo seemed to sprint across the court and grab him and really kind of pull him back. Guillermo's not an old guy. Is that some good leadership to see out of him taking that?
Yeah, I mean, he's not old, but he's experienced, and he understands. And he understands Bub's importance. The kid that I think that was guarding him, they grew up together. Harich in Baltimore, his dad was a great coach at Lake Clifton High School, coached some great players. So, that's a friendly rivalry they've had for a while. And look, I want my guys to show emotion. We just got to be smart about it. And we can't allow what other teams are doing to take us out of what we're trying to do. So I thought it was great that G and the other guys went right away and grabbed Bub because they knew that he was playing with a lot of emotion, just to share that emotion with us.
Do you feel like he responded to that well?
Yeah.
He came on the next drive or the next possession, looked like he was playing really good defense right away.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he's going to continue to get better and better. He's going to continue to learn from each experience. One of the things I love about he and Jalen, you can coach them hard, and they want to learn, like they really do. They're gym rats. Same thing with Ish. And so it's been a good group, a really good group of guys to be around and to work with because they really, really want to be good. And all of these experiences will help us be that.
Thanks,
You
Jeff.
guys.